A devastated mother with scars carved in her flesh.
He took my head like this and hit me with his head.
Sophia was beaten for caring for a heavily pregnant neighbor without her abusive boyfriend's permission.
And I didn't realize when I woke up the next day, I realized I'm all swollen up, starting getting blue, the side and both sides.
But this was just the beginning of his reign of terror. 2 weeks later, after she spent a Sunday night out with a friend, Sophia's abuser lured her to his shack.
Going with him, I asked him, please don't hit me, because I know how he is. He promised me, no, I won't hit you. I just want us to talk. So I started talking, telling him my side of the story. Then he started getting angry and said he's not what he heard.
He concluded that she was seeing someone else, and his campaigns of terror reached a new level.
Then he started pulling out the chain, a very thick chain. Then he started hitting me from my knee with the chain coming up. And I'm pleading with him, don't hit me, please, because you are hurting me. He kept on going on and going on. So what I did, I bent over, closing my tie. Then he hit me on my back. Then he put the chain down.
The abuse escalated on the mother of 5.
He said to me, come, we must come to my place. Then we came. Coming here, that green thing there, it's got my spoons and 2 knives. He started pulling me. He told me he's going to start to cut up my private part, and then he's going to slit my throat.
There was an added sadistic twist. He unraveled the abuse before 3 of her children, aged between 4 and 7. Their eyes, a window into the trauma they saw.
My poor children were so scared, they hid themselves underneath my bed here. So just imagine that fear. You are hurt. I can't even walk properly on the leg. God gave me strength. He was standing here. I was standing where you are seated. God gave me strength with this painful leg to pull away from him, falling down on my bum, going out backwards with my bum.
Shaida Omar has seen firsthand the devastating impact of this crime. She's been looking into Sophia's case.
Looking at the images and the violation and the brutality, the emotional abuse that they suffered is something one cannot actually measure.
The repercussions of his sadistic actions long-lasting.
They would be plagued by that long after, or there might be situations where they find themselves in and these emotions could be triggered. So in terms of post-traumatic stress disorder, depression, the possible outcomes of self-destruction or self-defeating behavioral patterns.
But a day after she opened a case of assault against her abuser, Sophia surprisingly wanted to withdraw the charges.
We have a soft spot for them, and they know how to target you.
Her eldest son and daughter had to intervene.
We talked to her, we did show her the bad things of his side and the good things that she's gonna now not have, like her kids. She's gonna be gone, and as a child I didn't want to lose my mother.
It's something that is actually quite common in many victims of gender-based violence, that it was probably a defense mechanism to protect herself and her immediate family. We know that that's not always the case, and that we know that in intimate partner violence that at least 1 in 3 women or 8 deaths are committed on a daily basis. So women are actually at huge risk of dying, or the femicide, of being killed by their partners.
A change of heart at last.
Seeing my children's eyes getting full of tears is where I realized, as a mother, I can't let my children go through this. I can't choose a man over my children. Is why I decided I'm going forth with this case on Thursday.
Facing charges of assault and attempted murder, the suspect is due in court early next week.
He must go to jail for a long time.
Justice must be served.
The road to recovery will be long.
One cannot even put a timeline to their healing.
Slowly rebuilding her self-esteem and her life, Sophia made a fervent plea to others who have been abused.
Think about yourself and your children. Don't let this happen to you. I'm begging you out there. It's not your fault. Men are weak beating women.
Maageketla Mohlabe, SABC News, Lenasia, south of Johannesburg.